So, um, hi, I'm Devin. This is my first time on a video for the bus, like that you can see. That being, my husband is very hot, and I am a potato. So yeah, but today has been a very, very rough day. It's been a day, and so you get me. Mostly because the Devon did not eat all day until about 5 minutes ago, and the Devon had a can of Chardonnay, and the Devon don't drink, so it was yeah. So, anyways, we woke up this morning. Well, by we I mean me. The poor husband worked all night, came home, and was ready to go and get our house bus weighed and inspected. And I did not want to do this because the Devon does not drive big vehicles. The Devon drives tiny cars. And I have been terrified since I almost died of carbon monoxide poisoning driving across 2 states to pick the damn bus up from Arkansas. Because in Arkansas, someone at the auction house stole the catalytic converter out the bus before Devon could find a chance to, figure this out, and drove home 5.5, 6 hours of carbon monoxide filling the bus. Devon almost died. It was traumatic. So I don't like driving the bus. So this is the first time in 6 months I have physically driven the bus. And I didn't want to do it, and the husband was like, you must do this, and I was like, but I shan't, and he was like, but you will, and he was too scared to drive it, so the Devon mustered the guts up and was like, if Go-Go Granny in a school bus can whip it around the corner doing 60 and a 30, I can do this. I am just that good. I can do this. And I talked to myself, and I talked to myself, and I had the bus warming up, and I was like, yes! And when I finally, verbally out loud said, I can do this, my bus went, and said, no, you can't. And I was like, what happened? I thought maybe I just, hit the ignition the wrong way and turned off my bus. I turned it back on. Vroom, vroom, vroom. No, but I am ready. And my bus was like, but I am not. And the husband was like, and I'm like, she's out of gas. So my husband on no sleep drove me to Walmart for the 50th time in 4 days. And I proceeded to buy the world's most expensive gas can. And I was like, well, it's a 5-gallon can. I gotta drive 11 miles to get it weighed, 11 miles back, then drive it to the place to get it inspected, then drive it back home. So maybe we should fill up the gas tank twice with this 5-gallon thing. Okay. Except I'm old and I'm used to gas cans being a can with a spout. And our gas can was not just a can with a spout. It has this weird filter thing inside, and you have to trickle the gasoline in it. And long story short, it took an hour for us to get the gas can filled with gas, drive back to the bus, and reel the bus up twice, because whoever designed buses did not design the gas intake hole with any thought that people might run out of gas and need a gas can. So it's in this little cubby that you can fit the gas tank nozzle. But lo and behold, today's gas tanks, the cans don't have just a nozzle. It has a lever. You have to push, and then you push the lever and tip the can, which works great in a car, not so hot in a bus where the freaking gas tank is nestled into a tiny little cubby of hate. No, it was not pour. So then we had to find a funnel and it still was not enough space to tip. So then we had to find a giant quick trip cup, and like a bartender, here's my husband holding the jug, and here I am squeezing the lever and pouring it into a cup, and then pouring it into the funnel, into the butt. It took an hour. It was not fun. At which point I was like, if this is the only thing that goes wrong today, we are still good. We are still good. We were not still good. We got about maybe a mile down the road, and I hear crunch. I'm assuming I've ran over a branch or something, and my check engine light pops on. Whoa. But I just paid a mechanic to come out, fix all the mechanical crap in my bus, except the crap I just broke, like my tail light, and yeah, I'm good to go. No, check engine light came on. No. We filled you with gas. Everything's good. I need to get you inspected. Can you wait 10 miles so I can get it inspected? No. But the bus was like, I shall not wait. No. And so here I am like, please, just let me get to the way station, and then we will get to the inspection place, and I will beg them to fix you before I get inspected. We'll make this work. I drove 25 miles an hour for the 11-mile drive to the way station. I get on the scale, I do the scale thing, and they tell me, well, you just pull out and pull around and you park right next to the scale. We'll bring you your ticket, you pay the money, and you're good. Fantastic. I pulled around. Boop, doo, 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 doo. I get to the scale. I park next to it. I am waiting. And they give me my ticket. And then I'm like, let us pay. And I come back and they're like, you're good to go. Ticket. I turn the house off. I turn the house back on. My house won't start. Well, it starts. It won't go in gear. Oh, wait a minute or two. I try again. Nothing. The attendant comes out. I can't get it into to drive. It's stuck in park. At which point he was like, well, we have a guy who works here. He was a mechanic. Let me call him over. And as if I know I look white, but that I don't speak Spanish, the attendant, what's wrong? It won't go into gear. It will not drive. And the guy, who only speaks Spanish, proceeds to tell the attendant, well, maybe she's just dumb and she can't put it into gear. I can put it into gear. It will not go into gear. And in which the attendant and them looked at me like, oh, they understood. And I'm like, he's like, well, let me try. I hop out. He climbs in. Boop, boop. He turns it off. He turns it on. Boop, boop. He gets underneath my thing. Lo and behold, apparently there is some kind of aluminum tube thing that connects the boop boop gear thingy to the transmission steering thing, and it has broken, and the car will not go in. It is stuck in park. At which point I'm like, my house will not move. And the attendant is like, no. And I'm like, what do I do? And he was like, I suppose call it. And I'm like, what is your cheapest tow truck around here? And he's like, I will get one on the phone for you. And I'm sitting in my car. I called my husband, babe, the house will not move. What do you mean, the house? It will not move. And I've got a line of people behind me. They're angry, they're perturbed, and I'm perturbed. The house is we're all perturbed. And the guy has the phone. I call it. The tow truck people are like, well, what's the problem? My house, it will not move. Now, normally, people get confused. I understand this. I'm used to calling my bus my house. Your house will not. No, my house will not move. I pulled it into the weigh station. I've gotten it weighed. I've parked next to it. I have my ticket. My house will no longer come out of park. It is stuck. The thing's broken. It will not go into drive. I cannot drive my house. My house will not move. What kind of house is this? It is a Ford E450 Aerotech Eldorado. It will not move. Oh, he Googles. Oh, it's a bus. Yes, my house is a bus. Oh, well, how long is your bus? It is 23 feet. Oh, we'll send a person out. 60 to 90 minutes, no problem. Fantastic. I sit in my car with my husband for 60 to 90 minutes, chain smoking my way through a pack of cigarettes and 2 Starbucks coffee things, and I have now had to pee 3 times in the course of an hour. And I'm pretty sure that the people at the gas station has thought that I am now casing the joint because I just keep walking in, running around, finding the bathroom, and then running back out. Who goes to the bathroom 3 times in 1 hour? Apparently my bladder. My secret superpower is I have to pee when I get stressed. So I am just like, and then we pull back into the weigh station, and lo and behold, babe, I must pee again. And we're back at the gas station. They eyeball me. I eyeball the bathroom. I come running out. We go back. It was a tedious hour and a half. Only to find out when I call the tow truck people, well, we're behind schedule. It may be another 45 minutes. Fine. 2 hours later, the husband has now gone home to let the dogs go out to the bathroom, wait for the air conditioner repairman for my landlady's house, and I am now sitting here in the cold, in the rain, with me and my cigarettes and my very weak bladder. And I'm smoking my cigarette, and this homeless guy on his scooter, his self-propelled scooter, pulls up to me and asks me, what is wrong? My house will not move. Your house will not move. No, my house, it will not move. It broke down. I am waiting for the tow truck. Well, what's wrong with it? The gear shifty thingy. It broke. It won't come out of park. My house will not move. And without missing a beat, this guy just looks around the corner, sees your house? The bus, it is my house. I live in the bus. It will not move. Oh, I can repair this. No, maybe I should wait for the tow truck and all this. I can't, I don't know if I really trust a man self-propelling himself on a tiny razor scooter to fix my house. So I'm like, no, it's okay. I'll wait for the tow truck man. Are you sure? Because I fixed this person's problem. Same thing. 2 days ago, I'm supposed to go over there and fix the vegetable bit today. It'll be fine. I can do that. With his very limp, sad burrito half hanging out of his mouth. And I'm like, homeless burrito man on a scooter. I can't. So I'm like, no, really, my husband, I threw the husband under the bus. And said, would not appreciate this. He does not approve. I should just wait for the tow truck people. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I'm good. And he's like, well, I'll be around if you change your mind. No, I'm okay, but thank you. I finished my cigarette. I walk my happy little butt back to the bus, and I'm sitting in my bus, and lo and behold, 20 minutes later, the homeless burrito man, no joke, is doing donuts around the block. He's lapping around, and here he is, self-propelled. And I'm like, nope, still, I'm good. We're good. I'm good. Thank you. I have now ticked everybody off. Nobody can get around me. I'm blocking the entire exit to the weigh station. They're having people back up out of the scale. I've got angry, chortly people, and my bladder hits me. I have to pee. The tow truck people finally show up. They're trying to get my bus on the thing. I'm like, I really gotta pee. And he proceeds to slide his tow truck underneath my tires and lifts the front end up. And then I saw something no person should ever see their house do. My house dropped it like it's hot. My house proceeded to slowly twerk and dropped her ass to the ground, and we heard crunch. No house should crunch. No house should ever crunch. Wheels, no wheels, it shouldn't crunch. But it crunched, and I'm like, what was that? And then all of a sudden, me, the attendants, everyone in this lot hears, oh shit! And my very angry tow truck driver, turned a whiter shade of pale, walks back to his tow truck, pulls out a cigarette. There's no smoking on this lot, but he proceeds to smoke. And a few seconds later, walks to the back of my house, which is when I realize my house has dropped it like it's hot. My house has dipped her shit. Her ass is on the ground. She has puckered her cheeks and she is down. And I'm like, my house? You have crunched my house. And to which he replies, we'll get this fixed. We will find. It's fine. It's no problem. This is why I've stopped, so we don't cause any more damage to your thing. At which point I pull my phone out, and I'm taking pictures, and I look at him, and I'm very angry with my mask on, so you can only see the angry eyes. You crunched my house. I am so sorry. He's no longer angry at me. He is just trying not to die. And I am like, I am taking pictures for insurance purposes. Because what the hell else am I supposed to say? You've crunched my house. And he gets on his phone and immediately calls this job and says, I need the boss. The boss comes out. And I am still walking around the house and the tow truck. I've taken pictures of my bus. I've taken pictures of the crunchy ass. I've taken pictures of the tow truck. I have pictures of him in his state. I'm just picturing everything. And the boss comes out and he's like, what is the problem? And my house, it will not move. He crunched my house. And he's like, you crunched the house? And the guy's like, the bus, the bus, they live in the bus. And that's their house bus. And then proceeds to walk the boss around to the back of my bus, who has now learned to sit pretty and beg. But it's not pretty, it's ugly. She's sitting ugly. And my bus is just, it's not. And my bus is twerking in a way that a house bus should never twerk. And the boss looks at it and goes, get it off the bed. Now, off. We're getting it off the bed. We're fixing this. And I'm like, they crunched my house. And they proceed to immediately go to remove my truck off of their bed. And it scrapes. And I'm like, you're damaging my house. And they're all like, we're fixing it. I'm so sorry. And they get it off. And my boss is like, kaboom. At which point I am now having to pee so bad that I am ugly cry. I have went from being a potato to being a soggy potato. I am the limp fry in your McDonald's pack of fries. I'm just like, woo, woo. And there is no ha 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 to me. I am not crisp. I am salty and soggy and crying. Yes. And courage. My dog is defending us from thunder. And I'm like, I have to pee. You guys have crunched my home. You should be very glad I did not shit myself. I have to pee. At which point, the boss is laughing, and the other guy is just like, And I'm like, this is my superpower. This is what I pee when I stress. It is a defense mechanism. I must pee. Can I go into my house and pee? Yes, by all means, go pee. I climb into my house bus. walk myself over to my little self-made bathroom. If you've seen my videos, you understand. And I pull back my shower curtain, and I get up, and I pull my pants halfway down my cheeks, and just as I'm about to go to sit on my potty, I look over and realize I am still parked right next to the cat weigh scale. And there's this elderly man in a blue pickup truck, and he is staring at my very pasty white cheeks, as is the attendant and the elderly man in the weigh station. And it took me a good 10-15 seconds to realize I have no covers on my windows yet, because I have not gotten my reflectors. I stand up, I cover my cheeks, I close my porta potty, I walk away from there, I close the curtain, and I proceed to sit down in the driver's seat. Nope, I can hold it. I am not being here. So I now have a very perplexed elderly man who's probably having a heart attack because I've just exposed my hind end to him and everybody in the weigh station. As if my life was not humiliating enough. I climb out of the bus. Finally, I have been at this weigh station since 10 a.m. It is now 3 p.m. We finally get the house onto a tow truck. 25 miles an hour all the way home. This tow truck driver's fantastic. He has me laughing. I have him laughing. And we get all the way to the house. He backs it into there, and he gets underneath my house to pull out the chains and do the things he needs to put my house back the way it should be, and says, "You realize your catalytic converter is snapped off." So what? Your catalytic converter, it's snapped off. Are you for real? Yes. If you climb down here, I could show you. And me and my husband climbed down, and we're looking under the bus. And lo and behold, the brand new catalytic converter that I have put into my bus because some jerkface stole mine snapped off. I did not drive my bus not 1 mile before it snapped off and my check engine light came on. And but I just paid a small fortune to repair this, and now it's broken. So, very long story short, I ran out of gas. My gear shifty thingy is broken off. My car or my bus will not go out of park. I've exposed my ass to everybody and their elderly grandfather, and I have threatened to shit myself in front of 2 tow truck drivers and cried ugly crying potato sogginess, and I came home, I drank 1 can of wine, and proceeded to stress clean, because that's what I do. I clean when I'm stressed. And I've stress cleaned my landlady person's dishes. Yes. And chain smoked my way through a pack of cigarettes, and now I have no money left because it cost $300 to tow the house bus back home, where she now sits. And this is the crap they do not tell you when you buy a bus and think, I'm going to have beautiful beach sunsets to stare out and desert views in the morning and dogs licking my face as the wind blows through my hair and my bus will not move. They don't tell you these things. I really feel like they should. And it has been the worst bus life day ever. And if you have stayed with me this long through the video, congratulations, get yourself a damn cookie. Because right now, all my fat ass wants is a cookie, the rest of my glass of wine, and a magic money fairy to drop a big bundle in my lap and say, here you go. So, yes. It'll be a while before our next update because my house is broken. and she ain't going nowhere. And yeah. So that's our weekly update. And y'all have fun, because I'm an ugly cry some more with the wine and the cats and the dogs and a small farm and my poor sad husband, who has been going on 36 hours of no sleep now. Bye.
Bye, guys.